Hello everyone, welcome back to Be Vision, a channel dedicated to sharing knowledge for holistic self-development through books. Have you ever wondered how to proactively and thoroughly protect your health and heal illnesses, instead of just running to the pharmacy for temporary solutions or going to the hospital with faint hopes of finding the right doctor and medicine? This very question led me to explore traditional medicine over the past year. I started practicing Qigong to protect my health by applying ancient wisdom from traditional medicine, and I've noticed a significant improvement in my own health as well as that of my loved ones. This is why, in the first video of the new year, I want to share a new topic with you: healing the body through the knowledge of traditional medicine. When traditional medicine is mentioned, many people often think of it as a mysterious, complex, and inaccessible field. Moreover, the schools of thought are incredibly diverse, with even significant differences between Chinese and Vietnamese traditional medicine. However, today we won't delve into these differences or focus on specific remedies. Instead, I want to introduce you to the most fundamental, core knowledge of traditional medicine. Because by grasping these basics, you'll be able to assess your own health and build reasonable self-care practices to more effectively care for your health and heal illnesses. Currently, I primarily access traditional medicine books from China because I haven't had the opportunity to read popular books on Vietnamese traditional medicine suitable for non-specialists like myself. Therefore, today's shared content is based on a highly regarded Chinese book, tentatively translated as Introduction to Chinese Classical Studies. This book was written by Dr. Li Xin, a leading expert in the field of traditional Chinese medicine. What makes this book special is its extremely simple and easy-to-understand presentation of concepts, completely different from specialized medical texts, which are often academic and difficult to approach. I hope today's sharing will help you recover and maintain proper health, so that each day is filled with vitality, kickstarting a high-energy new year. Now, I invite you to listen. To prevent and treat illness, one must return to the source of life force. Modern medicine has an important view: everything must be scientifically proven. Many apply a similar approach to traditional medicine, using methods like drug trials, physical and chemical research, and so on. However, this method cannot be fully applied to traditional medicine. Why? Because humans cannot stand at the material and tangible level to prove the intangible levels within traditional medicine. Modern medicine views humans as organisms, primarily focusing on sensory perceptions of tangible organs, then reasoning and logical analysis. Therefore, modern medicine is very good at treating symptoms and providing quick pain relief. Under the development of modern medicine, people often only know to treat health problems when they arise. In contrast, traditional medicine views humans as a life force, focusing more on the intangible level and our subjective spiritual experience. Therefore, as a life force, humans shouldn't only treat illness when it appears. More importantly, even when healthy, we must learn how to nourish life. And to prevent and treat illness, humans not only need to focus on resolving the pain of tangible organs, but must also start from the intangible levels, such as spiritual energy, psychology, and emotions. This is similar to what Conversations with God says: physical health is essentially spiritual health. Treating only the physical body is not enough. One must also heal the spiritual body. This is a comprehensive way to prevent and cure diseases thoroughly. To achieve this, traditional medicine advises us to first go back and understand what the ultimate cause of life force is. In the concept of modern medicine, human life force originates from the combination of sperm and egg, a tiny zygote containing all the genetic information needed to develop into a human. For traditional medicine, life is the combination of the body's essence. The Yellow Emperor's Classic of Internal Medicine states that life originates from Tin, essence. The interplay of Tin and Kai, vital energy, creates then spirit. The interaction of then is Hun, soul. What does this mean? It means the root of life is Tin, the essence from parents. When these two life forces combine, they create then. Then is actually related to the concept of spirit or mind that we talk about today. It includes a person's emotions and energy state. Hun, simply put, is our subconscious and instincts. For example, when we sleep, the body still maintains its breathing, heart rate, and blood pressure. The ancients believed this was maintained by Hun. According to traditional medicine, if Hun is damaged, then will not be able to concentrate. It's like the human body is a jar containing life energy. If this jar is punctured, the life energy will leak and dissipate. The book points out cases where some people who love collecting antiques often acquire ancient jade objects, many of which are burial items from ancient tombs. Over time, these people often experience symptoms such as insomnia, unstable moods, and persistent illnesses. Why is this? It's because these jade objects were frequently worn and handled by their former owners, who couldn't bear to part with them even after death. Therefore, a part of the former owners then and Hun remained on those objects. Then, when the aura of the old owner and the new owner conflict, it causes instability in the then and Hun, leading to symptoms of illness. Many might call this superstition, but it is precisely the intangible level that we cannot assess with material and tangible perspectives. However, in the same scenario, if viewed from a scientific angle, many would believe it. For example, modern medicine explains the phenomenon of getting sick from using old objects as being due to bacteria or viruses carried by excavated items or historical elements in the objects, causing a psychological suggestive effect that leads the new owner to anxiety and health problems. This shows that different fields of science have their own ways of looking at problems. There is no absolute distinction between right and wrong. The important thing is that we need to open our minds and allow ourselves another perspective on life force, understand the concepts of Tin, Then, and Hun that constitute our life, and thereby adopt proactive and effective methods to protect our health. In summary, from the perspective of traditional medicine, Tin is the reserved energy of life. If we compare it to a person's assets, Tin is like savings. To have abundant savings, you need to focus on protecting and healing both your then and Hun. After understanding the three important elements that make up our life, we will continue to use this foundation to explore the basic yet core methods and principles of healing and health protection in traditional medicine. Healing and life nurturing methods in traditional medicine, heaven-human unity and form-spirit unity. First, let's reflect on a question. What kind of body is considered to be in its best state? Usually, we think of a healthy, supple, youthful, vibrant body that makes others unable to guess our true age. However, in traditional medicine, the best state of health is when a person achieves heaven-human unity and form-spirit unity. Heaven here means the sky, but it doesn't refer to a transcendent, mysterious entity. It simply means the natural environment we live in. Human means a person. Heaven-human unity means that humans and the environment have a close mutual influence. Form is understood as the physical shape, the material basis that makes up our body, including muscles, blood vessels, tendons, bones, organs, and tissues, etc. Spirit, as mentioned above, represents mental activity and inner energy. Form-spirit unity is the unification of body and mind between the physical and the spiritual. In short, heaven-human unity and form-spirit unity are states where humans return to nature, feel the natural environment around them, and at the same time, their spirit and life energy harmonize with their body. Only then can your body return to its optimal state. This may sound abstract, but in reality, it's not at all difficult to understand. Let me give a practical example that many people experience. What is the state of many people after work? Their eyes are glazed over, their body is exhausted. After returning home, they use the little energy they have left to stare at their phone screen. People in this state often lose the ability to perceive their surroundings. They only feel tired, lacking strength, completely unable to resist things that bring instant gratification. This is a typical state of lacking spirit. Kong-ko, then. The entire body is controlled by emotions, distracted by external objects, and drawn into unimportant matters. When the then, spirit vitality, is scattered, the body merely lives like a machine, while the soul no longer feels and experiences life. This problem does not only occur with adults, but also appears in many children, because early exposure to technology affects their mental development, leading to many children becoming easily distracted and having unstable spirits. This is also a reason why anxiety and stress are becoming increasingly common in modern society, and many illnesses appear early in young people. The author suggests that we can try to change our lifestyle to achieve heaven-human unity. For example, If you've been in the city for too long, occasionally travel or return to your hometown to an environment close to nature. Or daily, engage in gentle activities like sunbathing, walking, tending plants, or simply observing flowers and leaves, listening to the wind, etc. These small changes can immediately help us feel mentally refreshed. Even our breathing becomes clearer. If we can stay for a short time in nature and do some simple physical labor, we will feel the inherent natural rhythm of life, vitality will awaken, and the body will relax and be comfortable. Why is this? Explained by modern science, it could be said that it's due to a cleaner natural environment, fresh air, and a moderate amount of labor that helps boost the body's metabolism. From the perspective of traditional medicine, humans are inherently creations of nature, belonging to nature, and merging with heaven and earth is a natural state. When close to nature, we can achieve a state of return, establishing communication and exchange between the body and the natural environment. From there, your body will be healed, restored, and maintained in the best state of health. In fact, heaven-human unity is the best way for humans to achieve form-spirit unity, also known as body-mind unity. To achieve this state, in addition to living in harmony with nature, we also need to pay attention to other principles of nourishing form, duang hin, and nourishing spirit, duang then. Regarding nourishing form, if it's urgent, treat the symptoms, gap thai tri and gone, meaning for acute symptoms, reducing pain to help the body return to basic functioning is very important, otherwise, it will affect overall adjustment later. Then, if it's chronic, treat the root, hon thai tri gok, meaning for chronic diseases, deeper issues related to spirit and inner energy need to be considered. Nourishing form is best always started with habits such as regular exercise, maintaining a balanced diet suitable for oneself, and a regular schedule. Nourishing spirit, on the other hand, requires us to learn to keep our minds quiet and our souls simple and pure. In essence, traditional medicine's life nurturing truly emphasizes the stability of the spirit, not worrying too much, not being too sad, maintaining stable moods and willpower, avoiding negative emotions such as anxiety, fear, anger, depression. That is the best way to protect the body. It sounds simple, but achieving heaven-human unity and form-spirit unity is not easy. Why do many people regularly exercise, pay attention to diet, live in places with nature and fresh air, or travel, but their bodies still have problems and illnesses that cannot fully recover? It's because they don't know about another extremely important factor that has lost balance: Qi, vital energy. Next, we will learn about this issue. Restoring the flow of life energy in traditional medicine. Along with Tinh, essence, and then spirit, Qi, vital energy, is also a core element that builds the foundation of good health and longevity in a person. If Tinh is the stored energy of life, and then is the manifestation of energy as it operates in different parts of the body, then Qi is the process of the body's energy operation. It can be seen as the intake and circulation of the body's energy. When the Qi flow is imbalanced, meaning the energy circulation process is blocked, the body will not be able to recover. To solve this problem, first, we need to understand the origin of Qi to know how to roughly diagnose which area of the body has blocked energy. The origin of Qi primarily comes from three parts. The first part is lower jiao qi, which comes from the parents' Tinh Qi, inherited congenitally, also known as original qi. For example, some newborns have weak physiques and are prone to illness. One important reason is that the parents did not pay attention to health care during pregnancy preparation, leading to insufficient congenital Tinh Qi in the child. Such problems are often very difficult to correct and require significant effort to gradually adjust for the child after birth. But from this, we can deduce that problems related to the urinary system, urination, reproductive system, lower back, lower abdomen, lower limbs, or issues like poor concentration and unstable moods are often due to problems with lower jiao qi. The second part is called middle jiao qi, which originates from the child's development in the womb through the nutrition transmitted by the mother via the umbilical cord. When the child is born and the umbilical cord is cut, the child begins to eat and digest independently. At this point, the child's own middle jiao qi will begin to operate. Therefore, whether middle jiao qi operates stably initially depends on nutrition from the womb, but later it will depend on our own spleen and stomach's digestion and absorption. If the digestive system, stomach, intestines, stool has problems, manifesting symptoms like abnormal stool, bad breath, mouth ulcers, or excess fat, it is likely that middle jiao qi is experiencing issues. The third part is upper jiao qi, also known as clear qi. We can understand it as a type of energy that interacts between the natural environment and the human body, corresponding to the respiratory organs. If the respiratory system, lungs, nose, body surface, skin has problems, such as abnormal sweating, repeated colds, skin or nasal allergies, then upper jiao qi usually has a problem. After making an initial assessment of which part of the body has a blocked qi flow next, we also need to accurately diagnose the timing of qi operation. Next, we also need to accurately diagnose the timing of qi operation. Qi typically operates in two states, opening and closing. Opening is when a person's spirit is full, requiring external action. Closing is when a person is tired, their spirit is down, and qi needs to gather internally to be nourished. The opening and closing of qi also need to align with the principle of heaven-human unity, meaning harmonizing with nature. For example, during the day when the sun shines and everything is active, that is when the qi in the body needs to open. After a deep sleep and waking up, we can engage in moderate activity to activate the inner energy in the body. Or at night, when darkness falls after a hard day's work, the body's qi needs to close. You need time to allow yourself to be completely quiet and relaxed. If a person stays up after 11 p.m., still busy with their phone, playing games, watching TV, worrying about work the next day, their mind will not be at peace, and the qi in their body will be disordered. The disorder of qi is the beginning of illness. For traditional medicine, no matter what health problem you have or what method you use, the prerequisite is to distinguish whether the qi should close or open. For example, many people live with work pressure, constantly worrying, sometimes experiencing diarrhea, headaches, or stomach aches. This is a typical case of excessive opening of the upper and middle jiao qi, consuming too much middle qi. At this time, one should rest more quietly and regulate their spiritual life, expectations, and desires. There are 4 reference factors to self-diagnose whether the qi in your body is disordered. 1. Can you sleep peacefully without relying on any external factors? 2. Do you urinate frequently and often at night? 3. Is your stool normal, neither too soft nor too hard? 4. Are your hands and feet warm? These are basic ways to assess the operation of qi flow in the body, thereby diagnosing your health status and the focus of adjustment. Next, we will learn about how to guide qi to support the balanced flow of energy. Guiding qi through body and mind. What is guiding qi? Guiding qi is also called guiding Dao. Dao, here from the word guidance, means to lead the body. Guiding Dao means to lead the body's energy to circulate, helping the body and mind become healthy. Examples include meditation, Qigong exercises such as the 8-section brocade, Tai Chi, etc. In addition, methods such as acupuncture, massage, and the use of medicinal herbs in a broad sense are also considered guiding Dao, but they require a doctor's intervention. Here, the guiding Dao method that we can practice ourselves is learning how to self-regulate and guide our own energy flow from within through meditation and Qigong. Many people think that Qigong exercises are just like physical exercise, helping to enhance body functions and boost metabolism, but this is not entirely true. Regular sports like swimming, running, and gym focus on the muscles, tendons, bones, and physical elements of the body, whereas the guiding Dao method of traditional medicine primarily aims to regulate, then qi, spirit qi, and life energy. The principle of Qigong is that specific movements and postures stimulate meridians and blood vessels in the body, helping to regulate qi, qi and blood, while also combining rhythmic breathing, focused intention, and maintaining a calm spirit from within. The practitioner can feel and regulate the qi flow in the body through each breath and movement. Essentially, this is a method of guiding qi through the body and mind to achieve a state of qi, balance, and mental tranquility. When practiced consistently, it can bring health to both mind and body. This method of healing and health protection is not difficult to learn, but difficult to master. The core element for this method to be effective for your prevention and healing of illness lies in the breath ***. Whether it's meditation, Qigong, or any guiding Tao exercise, you need to pay attention to listening to your own breath. Listening here is not with the ears, but using your senses to visualize life energy flowing with your breath throughout the body. During a meditation session or Qigong practice, many people cannot concentrate. Their minds are often filled with thoughts about the future, family plans, work, worries about what to eat or wear later, etc. They view these as distracting thoughts and try to resist or dismiss them. This will not be effective. The best way is to accept and understand the existence of these distracting thoughts, observe them, turn inward, and then focus on the breath in the present moment. This is the basic, but most crucial method to help you nourish life and heal. In the final part, we will explore the conditions for self-healing. Traditional medicine believes that all illnesses have the ability to self-heal. Often, illnesses do not require special treatment. We just need to self-adjust and recover, and that is enough. Dr. Li Xin has summarized some conditions for illnesses to self-heal as follows. First, the then, spirit mind, must be stable and relaxed, meaning the patient's mental state must be normal, not anxious or restless all day due to illness. Second, the lower jiao qi is not blocked, meaning there are no problems related to original qi, such as clear pain in the lower back, lower abdomen, or lower limbs. Third, the middle jiao operates normally, meaning the digestive system functions well and can maintain a stable appetite. Fourth, sleep is normal, without problems such as difficulty falling asleep, sleeping too little, or sleeping too much. Fifth, the body's passages operate stably, for example, not sweating excessively, and normal urination, defecation, and menstrual cycles. If you are diagnosed with various diseases, but the aspects mentioned above can still be maintained stably, there is no need to seek complex treatment methods. Just treat the acute pain, then allow yourself to slow down a bit, rest more, adjust your diet, lifestyle, and exercise, and many illnesses can heal themselves without further treatment. Conversely, if you are always anxious and fearful when ill, constantly stressed, and do not trust your body's ability to self-heal, the illness will become more severe. Sometimes, the illness is only superficial and can gradually recover through the body's own ability to adjust. However, with the prevalence of modern medicine, we often rely too much on IVs, antibiotics, and other means to suppress symptoms, disregarding the potential side effects of Western medicine. This treatment method not only traps bad qi in the body but also destroys the balance of qi in the middle and lower jiao. This is also a major lesson for us. Don't think that simply taking medicine can quickly cure an illness. Instead, we need to learn to self-observe and self-assess. Please ask yourself, is my spirit at peace? Am I anxious? Am I afraid? What have I done that made me uncomfortable? Have I eaten anything bad? Have I stayed up late, drunk alcohol, or eaten uncontrollably to relieve my mind? Am I lazy? Am I not close to nature? When you begin to self-aware and understand how your body works, you will be able to start adjusting yourself, and that is the beginning of restoring your life energy. So, that concludes today's sharing on the book about traditional medicine. I hope that the content shared today will bring valuable insights, helping you to initially understand the origin of life force and the profound meaning of heaven-human unity, as well as form-spirit unity. These are the ideal states of living to maintain long-lasting health and longevity. By grasping the flow of life energy from the aspect of qi, you will gain deeper insight into your body, know how to accurately assess health problems, and respond to your body's needs appropriately. From there, you can learn to regulate the opening and closing of qi in harmony, prevent diseases, and heal yourself by returning to live close to nature, feeling the connection between mind and body. At the same time, you will gradually confront and overcome negative emotions such as anxiety, fear, and suffering to maintain the unity of body and mind. Through practicing Qigong and meditation, you will gradually guide your energy flow to become smooth, avoiding stagnation, and live a healthy, balanced life full of vitality. Wishing you great health, peace, and harmony, finding the balance between body and mind, and living in unity with nature, so that illness no longer becomes a haunting fear within you. May each day be a step closer to a fulfilling life full of meaning and vital energy.